You've probably heard it your whole life. Eat more fruit, it's good for you. And for decades, that may have been true. But what if I told you that some of the very fruits sitting in your kitchen right now, the ones you reach for in the name of health, could be silently pushing your blood sugar through the roof, inflaming your joints, and even straining your heart? It sounds hard to believe, doesn't it? But for adults over 60, the rules of nutrition change. Your body no longer processes sugar, fiber, and even antioxidants the same way it did when you were younger. What once helped you stay energized and fit may now be part of what's leaving you tired, inflamed, and out of balance. And here's where it gets more serious. A 2023 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that older adults who regularly consumed certain high-sugar fruits had a 93% higher risk of developing heart failure and dementia. These individuals also showed significantly elevated levels of visceral fat, that dangerous fat that wraps around your internal organs and increases the risk of diabetes, stroke, and even certain cancers. What's more alarming is that these were not people eating candy bars or fast food. They were following what they believed was a healthy, fruit-rich diet. But the truth is, not all fruits are created equal, especially after 60. Some are low in fiber, high in fructose, and metabolize rapidly, causing sudden insulin spikes and triggering low-grade chronic inflammation. For those dealing with type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, or chronic joint pain, this hidden sugar trap makes it nearly impossible to stabilize weight or manage symptoms, no matter how healthy the food label may sound. And yes, this includes popular fruits you might be eating every single day without suspecting a thing. So what can you do? That's the exciting part, because not all fruit is the enemy. In fact, some of nature's sweetest gifts, if chosen wisely, can actually reverse inflammation, improve blood sugar control, and protect your heart, brain, and joints. In just a moment, we'll uncover the 4 fruits that quietly sabotage your health and the 4 powerful alternatives that can help you reclaim it. Let's begin with the ones you need to be most cautious of. For many of us, grapes feel like the perfect snack. Small, sweet, and easy to pop into your mouth without a second thought. But after 60, these little green or purple clusters can pack a punch your body isn't ready for. Grapes are naturally high in fructose and contain very little fiber to slow that sugar down. That means, once you eat them, the sugar rushes into your bloodstream almost instantly. For older adults, whose insulin response is often slower and less efficient, that quick surge can lead to dramatic spikes in blood sugar and, over time, make it harder to manage weight, blood pressure, and even cholesterol. Scientists studying aging metabolism at major U.S. universities have shown that older adults experience a significantly higher glycemic response to fruits like grapes compared to younger adults. In other words, the exact same handful of grapes that felt harmless at 30 can cause an entirely different reaction at 65. These repeated spikes not only stress your pancreas, but also promote low-grade inflammation that slowly wears down blood vessels and joint tissues. How would you know if grapes are affecting you? Some people notice a wave of tiredness or lightheadedness after snacking. Others experience bloating, digestive discomfort, or find their blood sugar harder to control despite eating what they thought was a healthy diet. If you live with type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, or chronic inflammation, these signs can become even more pronounced. Does that mean you must give up grapes forever? Not necessarily. If you truly enjoy them, treat them as an occasional treat, and always pair them with a source of protein or healthy fat, like a small handful of nuts or a piece of cheese. This slows down how quickly the sugar hits your bloodstream. Choose smaller portions, just a few grapes, instead of a full bowl, and avoid dried grapes entirely, as raisins concentrate sugar to even higher levels. For those over 60, the bottom line is clear. Don't let the image of innocent fruit fool you. Grapes may look harmless, but unchecked, they can sabotage your efforts to stabilize blood sugar, protect your heart, and keep inflammation at bay. Small changes in how you choose and combine your fruit can make a big difference in how your body feels and functions every day. If grapes are the sweet little snack that sneaks up on your blood sugar, Mangoes are the tropical heavyweight that hits it head-on. And for adults over 60, this beloved fruit can quietly throw your entire metabolic system off balance. Mangoes are naturally rich in fructose and carry a high glycemic load, especially when fully ripe and soft. While one medium mango may seem harmless, it can contain over 45 grams of natural sugar. For a body already dealing with insulin resistance or slower glucose processing, that's enough to trigger a sudden spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash that leaves you tired, foggy, and craving more sugar shortly after. Researchers studying aging metabolism have found that as we grow older, our muscle cells become less responsive to insulin. That means the sugar from fruits like mango doesn't get absorbed as efficiently, leaving more of it floating in the bloodstream. Over time, this can fuel weight gain around the belly, increased fatigue, and a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, even in seniors who don't eat sweets. You might notice the signs if you tend to feel sluggish after eating mango, or if you find your appetite becomes unusually strong an hour or two later. Some people experience headaches, joint flare-ups, or sudden mood shifts, often without realizing the mango they had at lunch was part of the problem. And for those managing inflammation or arthritis, excess fructose can quietly fuel the underlying fire in your joints. If you absolutely love mango and find it hard to let go, moderation is key. Avoid the overripe, mushy ones that are almost syrupy in sweetness. Instead, choose firmer slices and combine them with a source of protein or healthy fat to blunt the sugar impact. Even better, limit your serving to just a few small pieces to think garnish, not full fruit bowl. Also, be especially cautious of pre-cut mango from stores or mango smoothies, which often contain added sweeteners or come in oversized portions. These healthy options can send your sugar levels soaring without you realizing why your energy or digestion feels off for the rest of the day. For seniors striving to regain control of their health, mango may be best enjoyed on rare occasions and never on an empty stomach. Because no matter how vibrant it looks, this fruit can quietly undo the progress you've worked so hard to make. Like mangoes, lychees carry that same sense of tropical pleasure, soft, fragrant, and almost floral in sweetness. But under that delicate exterior lies a fruit that can be surprisingly harsh on an aging body. For seniors, especially those managing blood sugar or heart health, lychee is far from innocent. Lychee has a high glycemic index and is very low in fiber, meaning it floods the bloodstream with sugar very quickly. One small cup of fresh lychee can contain nearly 30 grams of sugar, more than what many sodas deliver in the same volume. After 60, when insulin response weakens and metabolism slows, this surge can place an enormous burden on your pancreas and vascular system. Beyond sugar spikes, lychee has also been linked to increased levels of triglycerides when consumed in excess. Triglycerides are fats in the blood that, when elevated, increase your risk of heart attack and stroke. Seniors already facing heart disease or cholesterol issues may find that lychee subtly worsens these conditions over time, especially if it's eaten often or alongside other sugary fruits. Symptoms of overconsumption may not show up right away. You may feel slightly dizzy, sluggish, or irritable without making the connection. Some people notice a pounding heart, bloating, or changes in appetite after a few too many lychees. And because the fruit is so small and easy to peel, it's dangerously easy to overeat without realizing how much sugar you've consumed. If you find lychee hard to resist, the best approach is strict portion control. Treat it like a rare dessert, just 2 or 3 pieces at a time, and never on an empty stomach. Combining it with fiber-rich foods, like chia pudding or plain Greek yogurt, can also help reduce its glycemic impact. However, for individuals living with type 2 diabetes, chronic inflammation, or cardiovascular disease, it may be safer to skip lychee entirely. Its sugar load and lack of nutritional balance make it a poor fit for the health goals most seniors are working toward. Lychee may look gentle, but for the aging body, it's a spike wrapped in sweetness. The real power lies not in avoiding all fruit, but in knowing which ones to keep close and which ones to let go. If lychee is the tropical temptation, then canned peaches are the silent saboteur hiding in plain sight on grocery shelves and kitchen cabinets. They may look harmless, even wholesome. But for those over 60, canned peaches can quietly wreak havoc on blood sugar, digestion, and inflammation. The problem isn't the peach itself. A fresh peach, eaten whole with the skin, offers fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. But the moment that peach is peeled, sliced, and packed in syrup or fruit juice, everything changes. Most canned peaches are soaked in heavy or light syrup, both of which are high in added sugars. Even those labeled "in fruit juice" often come with concentrated natural sugars that hit your bloodstream just as fast. For aging bodies, especially those with pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, or metabolic syndrome, this concentrated sugar load is hard to process. The lack of fiber in peeled, cooked, and preserved peaches means there's nothing to slow absorption. That leads to sudden glucose spikes, followed by crashes in energy, increased hunger, and systemic inflammation. Over time, this constant roller coaster can worsen fatigue, elevate blood pressure, and even contribute to cognitive decline. Many older adults notice they feel bloated or unusually sleepy after eating canned fruit, but rarely suspect the fruit cup was the culprit, and because it's marketed as fruit, it often escapes scrutiny. If you find canned peaches convenient or comforting, there are ways to make them safer. First, always choose varieties labeled "no added sugar" or packed in water, if available. Second, drain and rinse them thoroughly under cold water to remove as much syrup residue as possible. Finally, keep portions small, just a few slices, paired with high-fiber foods like oatmeal or plain yogurt to help buffer the sugar rush. But for those with diabetes or chronic inflammation, even these adjustments may not be enough. The best option is to stick with fresh or frozen peaches that retain their skin and fiber. These give you all the flavor without the metabolic consequences. Canned peaches may remind us of childhood comfort, but for the older body, they are often a step backward. In the journey towards strength, energy, and clear thinking after 60, every small choice matters. And knowing the difference between a nourishing fruit and a disguised dessert is one of the most powerful steps you can take. If fruits were music, strawberries would be a sweet, uplifting melody, refreshing, vibrant, and healing in every bite. Unlike the sugar-laden fruits we've just discussed, strawberries are nature's way of saying, you can still enjoy sweetness without the consequences. These ruby red berries are low in sugar, rich in fiber, and packed with vitamin C, ellagic acid, and anthocyanins, 3 powerful compounds that support heart health, reduce inflammation, and help regulate blood sugar. In fact, anthocyanins are the very antioxidants that give strawberries their deep red color, and they've been linked to improved blood vessel function and lower blood pressure in older adults. What makes strawberries truly special is their ability to slow the absorption of glucose in the bloodstream. That's a game changer for anyone managing diabetes, pre-diabetes, or stubborn belly fat. Studies have shown that older adults who consume strawberries regularly see improvements in insulin sensitivity and reductions in inflammatory markers tied to cardiovascular disease. But the benefits don't stop at blood sugar. Strawberries support cognitive health, boost immune defenses, and even promote collagen production for healthier skin and joints, something many seniors overlook until it starts to fade. So how much is enough? Aim for 1 to 1.5 cups of fresh strawberries, 2 to 3 times per week. That's all it takes to start seeing a positive impact. They can be enjoyed raw, sliced into oatmeal, blended into a smoothie, or even tossed into a spinach salad for a sweet, savory twist. For those who find fresh strawberries a bit tart, here's a gentle tip. Lightly roast them in the oven with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a few drops of vanilla. This brings out their natural sweetness without adding sugar, and it pairs beautifully with a spoon of plain Greek yogurt or a handful of walnuts. Frozen strawberries are also a great option when fresh ones are out of season. Just be sure to choose those with no added sugars and allow them to thaw naturally, preserving their fiber and antioxidant content. In a world where so many fruits can betray your efforts to stay well, strawberries are a rare ally, sweet, safe, and surprisingly powerful. They don't just satisfy your cravings, they support the very systems aging tries to wear down. If strawberries are a refreshing tune, then avocados are a smooth, steady rhythm, comforting, rich, and deeply restorative. For seniors, few fruits offer as complete a package of nourishment as this soft green gem. And yes, avocado is a fruit one that could quietly become your body's best friend after 60. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, a heart-protective fat that helps reduce bad LDL cholesterol while boosting the good HDL type. But beyond the heart, these healthy fats also feed your brain, help stabilize mood, and protect memory by supporting the health of neuron membranes. They're also packed with vitamin E, potassium, magnesium, and lutein, a powerful antioxidant that not only protects the eyes, but also reduces oxidative stress in the brain and joints. These nutrients work together to combat the inflammation that creeps in with age, whether in your knees, your arteries, or your thinking. One study published in Nutrients, 2019, found that older adults who consumed one avocado daily for 6 months significantly improved their working memory and attention span compared to a control group. That's right, just one avocado a day may sharpen your mind and calm your joints. But don't worry, you don't need a whole avocado every single day. Half an avocado, 4 to 5 times a week, is a wonderful place to start. It delivers all the fat-soluble nutrients your body craves, without going overboard on calories. And thanks to its natural creaminess, avocado is incredibly versatile. If you find it bland or too rich on its own, try mashing it with a squeeze of lemon juice, a pinch of sea salt, and a sprinkle of black pepper. Spread it on whole grain toast, spoon it over scrambled eggs, or blend it into a smoothie with spinach and frozen berries for a brain and body boosting breakfast. You can also dice it into a salad with tomatoes and olive oil for a Mediterranean twist that supports both your heart and your joints. Just be sure to eat it fresh. Avocados brown quickly, and the longer they sit exposed to air, the more nutrients they lose. This isn't just another trendy fruit. It's a deeply nourishing food designed by nature to meet the exact needs of the aging body. Creamy, satisfying, and clinically proven to support brain health, avocado is more than a side dish. It's part of your comeback. Of all the fruits in your kitchen, cherries might be the most underestimated. Small, vibrant, and deeply flavorful, they don't just please the palate. They also hold quiet power to heal inflammation, ease pain, and restore sleep. And for older adults struggling with stiff joints or restless nights, cherries could be the missing piece. What makes cherries so effective is their rich concentration of anthocyanins and melatonin. Anthocyanins are the same deep red pigments that give cherries their bold color, and they act as potent anti-inflammatory agents. They've been shown to help reduce joint pain, lower muscle soreness, and calm oxidative stress throughout the body. For seniors living with arthritis or chronic joint discomfort, this matters more than ever. Melatonin, on the other hand, is the natural sleep hormone your brain produces to regulate the sleep-wake cycle. As we age, melatonin production drops and sleep often becomes lighter, shorter, or disrupted. Tart cherries, in particular, contain natural melatonin that can gently support your body's ability to fall asleep and stay asleep without relying on medication. Over time, regular cherry consumption may help reduce early morning stiffness, ease tension in the knees and back, and improve sleep quality, all while offering antioxidant protection to the heart and brain. To experience the benefits, aim for half to 1 cup of fresh or frozen cherries, 3 to 4 times a week. If fresh tart cherries are hard to find, frozen ones with no added sugar work just as well. Dried cherries can also be used in moderation. Just be sure they're unsweetened and eaten with protein or fiber to reduce sugar absorption. Cherries pair beautifully with foods that balance their tang and enhance their healing properties. Try tossing frozen tart cherries into a spinach salad with walnuts and feta cheese. Or warm a handful on the stove with a splash of water and cinnamon to create a comforting compote perfect over plain yogurt or oatmeal. For an evening treat, blend frozen cherries with almond milk and a pinch of cocoa powder to create a sleep-friendly smoothie that soothes the body and quiets the mind. In a world filled with pills and painkillers, cherries offer a delicious natural alternative, gentle, effective, and made by nature to restore what time has slowly worn down. Among all the colorful, exotic fruits we've talked about, sometimes it's the most familiar one that holds the greatest power. Apples, yes. The simple apple may just be one of the most valuable daily habits you can build after 60. What makes apples so beneficial isn't just their fiber or their crisp, refreshing bite. It's pectin, a type of soluble fiber found mostly in the skin and flesh that plays a critical role in senior health. Pectin helps lower LDL cholesterol, feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut, and slow down glucose absorption, making apples especially valuable for those managing blood sugar, digestive issues, or cardiovascular risk. Apples also contain quercetin, a natural antioxidant with anti-inflammatory effects that support healthy blood vessels and may protect the brain from age-related decline. In fact, regular apple consumption has been associated with better lung function, improved circulation, and reduced oxidative stress throughout the body. One of the reasons apples are so well suited to seniors is their stability and versatility. They're easy to store, don't spoil quickly, and can be eaten raw, cooked, or blended into countless meals. To support healthy aging, aim for one medium-sized apple, 4 to 6 times per week. Be sure to leave the skin on, as that's where most of the pectin and antioxidants are concentrated. Always wash thoroughly, or choose organic if possible to reduce pesticide exposure. For easier digestion or a more soothing texture, try gently stewing sliced apples with cinnamon and a splash of water. This makes a warm, comforting topping for oatmeal, yogurt, or whole grain toast. You can also slice apples into thin wedges and enjoy them with almond butter or a few walnuts for a satisfying, blood sugar-friendly snack. Apples blend seamlessly into both sweet and savory dishes, from cabbage salads to roasted chicken. They're a quiet companion to many meals, offering not just flavor, but structure, balance, and nourishment at every level. So while they may not be trendy or tropical, apples are a fruit that earns their place at the table one steady bite at a time. For seniors seeking strength, regularity, and heart protection, the humble apple delivers more than meets the eye. So here we are at the end of our journey through the fruit bowl. But really, this is just the beginning of something far more important: your comeback. Because what you choose to eat after 60 isn't just about nutrition. It's about reclaiming control, energy, and joy in your everyday life. You've seen the truth. Not all fruits are created equal. Some, like grapes, mangoes, lychees, and canned peaches, may look innocent, but for the aging body, they can quietly stir up inflammation, spike blood sugar, and wear down the systems you've spent a lifetime building. But the solution isn't fear, it's wisdom. Because other fruits, like strawberries, avocado, cherries, and apples, can do the exact opposite. They can nourish your heart, ease your joints, sharpen your mind, and help you feel light again in body and in spirit. The best part? You don't need expensive supplements or complicated diets. You don't need to give up flavor or pleasure. All it takes is a few smart swaps, a bit of consistency, and a gentle curiosity about how your body responds. So here's your action plan, simple and doable. Begin replacing sugary fruits with high-fiber, anti-inflammatory choices. Aim for variety, color, and freshness. Pair fruits with healthy fats or proteins to keep blood sugar steady. And most importantly, listen to how you feel not just in the moment, but in the hours and days that follow. You have more control than you think. Every apple you slice, every cherry you enjoy before bed, every spoon of mashed avocado on your toast, it's all part of a larger shift. A quiet revolution happening right in your kitchen. Aging isn't about giving up. It's about getting smarter, tuning in, and making choices that honor where you are and where you still want to go. If this video has helped you, consider giving it a like or share it with someone you care about. And if you've got your own fruit tips or stories, leave a comment below. Your experience could inspire someone else to take that first step. You're not just managing your health, you're building your future, one smart bite at a time.